Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World video. In today's video we'll be going over the Jurassic World movie once again, as its 8-year anniversary is slowly approaching on June 12th. As we all know, one of the biggest features of Jurassic World were the hybrid dinosaurs. We were able to see a working park for the first ever time in this franchise as well, but instead of copying the premise of Jurassic Park, hybrids were the main focus of this movie, and today we're going to delve deeper into the depths of the hidden hybrid dinosaurs that we never got to see in Jurassic World, but were in planned development for the park. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Jurassic World released in cinemas back in June of 2015, and it was the movie that rebooted the entire franchise after a 14-year absence from these movies. And what a way it was to reboot the franchise. If it wasn't for Jurassic World Dominion, this would be a clear-cut obvious second place out of the movies, and it was just so much fun from start to finish. It was one of those movies where I want to watch it all the time, but I also want to savour the moment as it goes on, just so I can enjoy every little detail hidden within it. Some hidden details even include the likes of some hybrid dinosaurs that we never got to see on the big screen for this movie. Well, that's in the living flesh, that is. The hybrid dinosaur that mainly showed up in the movie was that of the Indominus Rex. Fans have named her multiple things from Darcy to Indy, but we all know her as the biggest hybrid dinosaur ever made. Not the first, as that title was given to the Scorpius Rex, but for sure the biggest. This hybrid went on an absolute rampage across the island and caused havoc and the fall of Jurassic World, something that Biosyn later pounced upon and took advantage of. But with that hybrid dinosaur causing the damage it caused, and with Dr. Wu already knowing about the Scorpius Rex and how dangerous it was, you'd think that they'd stop there and then with the Indominus Rex, and not try to make any further future hybrids for the park, right? Well, you'd actually be wrong in thinking that. Now obviously, the hybrid program was always going to continue just by what we can tell Dr. Wu's nature was like in the movie Jurassic World. He was adamant to make something like this work, so it was always going to be an eventuality for more hybrids to come, whether the Indominus project was a success or a failure. If we were to split that into two different timelines, we got to see one end of this timeline as Fallen Kingdom introduced us to the Indoraptor, but what would the other end of this timeline look like should the Indominus Rex have been a success? Well, when we take a look at a deleted scene, we actually know that 2 hybrid dinosaurs were supposed to originally appear in the movie. I am sure that plenty of you already know about the Stegoceratops of Jurassic World by now, and how Owen and Claire were supposed to have stumbled across it on the island of Isla Nublar. But if you haven't already, Claire and Owen were in the jungle. They were supposed to encounter a Stegoceratops, discovering that Dr. Henry Wu was making more hybrids in secret. But it was cut when the script was being written. And this is simply due to the fact that Colin Trevorrow's son said that if they did have the Stegoceratops along with the Indominus Rex would feel less special. Despite the Stegoceratops never physically appearing in the movie, it still appeared on a computer screen inside the Hammond Creation Lab, as well as appearing in the Hasbro toy line Jurassic World the Game and Jurassic World Evolution, despite looking different in all 3. But that's as far as we know. But yes, there is official concept art of what this dinosaur would have looked like in the movie, and despite people thinking that it's a Triceratops and a Stegosaurus mixed, it actually seems like it's more of a Nasutoceratops rather than a Triceratops. But as far as appearances are concerned, this dinosaur was the one with the most likely possibility to finally appear in the movie. But what about the others? Well, we have to take a look at a specific scene that shows more hybrid dinosaurs within the movie. During the scene where we see Hoskins discussing his plan with the main characters, we see a slideshow of dinosaurs appearing on a computer screen in the background, one of which was a Stegoceratops, but the others are in fact unknown hybrid dinosaurs. One of the first unknown hybrid dinosaurs that appears here is what we assume to call an Amargaxenosaurus. From what we can see, it looks like a hybrid that takes the main form of a Therizinosaurus and also a spine that runs down its body, very similar to the small sauropod Amargasaurus. This, to me, is the most unique hybrid of them all, as it seems like they weren't entirely done with the Therizinosaurus DNA. As we know, Therizinosaurus DNA was used in the creation of the Indominus Rex. Not heavily, but it was used enough. but now it seems like we have an answer as to why it wasn't heavily used. It seems like it was heavily used specifically for this secondary hybrid dinosaur. As far as we can see, this Amargazinosaurus would take the DNA of an Amargasaurus, Therizinosaurus, cuttlefish and frog. But what about the other hybrid dinosaur that also appeared on this computer screen? Well, this other hybrid dinosaur is actually a lot more difficult to figure out and potentially name, as well as trying to work out what its used species was within its DNA. For the time being, it's named as an unidentified pachycephalosaurid hybrid. Now, of course, it does have cuttlefish and frog DNA, as well as the main structure of a Pachycephalosaurus, but its other DNA is slightly more challenging to guess. Due to its spinal structure and what we can see from its model, it might be safe to assume that it's possible to have a DNA such as that of an Acrocanthosaurus to make it more aggressive and have the spine to what we see, and maybe even carnivorous as well. But, as far as we know, that's everything about this hybrid dinosaur. I do wish that we do get to learn a little bit more later down the line, as it seems like the world of hybrid dinosaurs isn't quite over just yet, as we were introduced to the Spinoceratops as well as the Scorpius Rex via Camp Cretaceous, which only released between 2020 and 2022. So who knows what Dr. Wu was creating in secret. But, overall, the hybrids of Jurassic World were always set to continue no matter the outcome of the Indominus Rex. We got the Indoraptor due to the failure of the Indominus, but should the Indominus have been a success, we would have had the Stegoceratops, Amargazinosaurus, the unknown Pachycephalosaurid hybrid, and possibly many more hybrid dinosaurs. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get to see these hybrids in canon, but hopefully one day we'll get to see a mod or an adaptation of them to pop up in a video game, such as Jurassic World Evolution 2. To me at least, I feel like these dinosaurs deserve a little bit more of a showcase, and maybe even some screen time eventually down the line, but it's unclear whether or not this franchise will return to hybrid dinosaurs later down the line. I wouldn't be totally opposed to this idea, however it must be done right and not dragged out, as with hybrids it always seems like there's no end in sight and there are quite too many possibilities that you can pretty much do with hybrids that could also potentially end up being repetitive, which is something we obviously do not want. But yes, I do believe that there is a possibility for hybrids to return. I have made a previous video if you want to find out more about that information and why I exactly think that. But overall, I'm excited and I do hope we get to see some sort of hybrid in the future of Jurassic. Anyways, that's where we're going to end off today's video. Be sure to let me know what you think about these hidden hybrids from Jurassic World and whether or not you'd be open to seeing them appear in the flesh in another movie in years to come. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to also subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all of the things to do with the Jurassic franchise. But most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.